I've got a little confession for you. I might be a little bit obsessed with Gymshark. So if you've been following me for some time, you probably have recently noticed over the last couple months that I have started to buy a lot of Gymshark. And so I wanted to do this video to kind of explain why. So if you love activewear, or maybe you don't, maybe honestly you really struggle to find activewear that you like or that makes you feel good, then honestly this video might be for you. So stick around, I'm gonna go through why I like it, maybe some things to watch out for, and just kind of, share my passion here of this activewear. So this whole thing kind of started, I would say about 4 months ago. I started following Kaplan, and she also recommended another YouTuber, Gaita, who does a lot of Gymshark reviews. Before that, I had never ordered it. I had thought about ordering it. I had seen other, fitness models and people on Instagram and stuff like that wearing their clothes, but I don't know, something about it just buying clothes online didn't really feel like it was something that I wanted to do. So we'll scroll back to a couple years ago. So I was totally that girl that was wearing the big t-shirt, sort of joggers at the gym. I really didn't care what I looked like. I was always like, I don't understand why people are spending so much money on their activewear. Like, it just didn't really make sense to me. I wanted to talk a little bit about that because my opinion on that has slightly changed. So if you are one of those people that really don't care what you wear to the gym, honestly, keep doing you, nothing against that whatsoever, but just wanted to share a different perspective maybe on why people actually do care about that kind of stuff and how that changed for me. So activewear. I've tried so many different brands in activewear, always trying to find something that I felt really good in. And honestly, if it was black, it's very easy to make, to feel good because, black's that color that makes everyone feel good. But once you start adding color into it, honestly, it can be really challenging to find something that you actually feel confident in and something that you feel beautiful in. And honestly, that was a big problem for me is, as we were getting more on camera and stuff, we wanted, to have stuff with more color just so that, I didn't blend in with my yoga mat. And it was hard. It's really hard because, when you're wearing activewear, a lot of the times it's very tight. It can make you feel like crap because all of a sudden you're seeing all these, areas of your body that maybe, you don't feel so confident about. Whether it's like the belly that's coming on here, maybe it's the way it's fitting in the booty. Also, everybody's body is so different. So sometimes you're a little bit heavier down here, sometimes you're a little bit heavier up here. And just the way activewear fits is, it can be really challenging. It's like shopping for a bikini, For me, the main areas for me that I always struggle with is kind of my belly area. That was, honestly, it's still a struggle for me. And here on like armpit area. So girls, you tell me if you suffer from this too, but man, there's some bras that I'll put on and they really, show this like fatty area on the armpit and you're just like, wow, like I didn't even realize I had that kind of fat there, So I'm with you. So if you try on activewear sometimes and you're just looking at yourself in the mirror and just being like, man, like this is making me feel really self-conscious. Like I get that, I've been there. And so let's talk a little bit about Gymshark. So first of all, the biggest thing for me with Gymshark is I feel really confident when I wear their clothes. I like the way it hugs, I like the way it fits, I like the way it hides certain areas, and I like the way it emphasizes others. So for me, I found that the fit just really worked with my body. And so if you haven't tried Gymshark, they have so many different lines that, I can't say enough that I just feel like, and they're starting to incorporate a lot of different body types in their pictures and the way that they are branding and advertising their stuff. So I also really love that too, because body positivity, we should all be loving our bodies just the way they are. Obviously, there is always room for improvement, but there's no point in beating ourselves up the way we look like. There's certain things you can change and there's certain things you can't. And, by us bringing ourselves down and talking bad to ourselves, it's just no bueno. Like, it's just no good. So confidence. So definitely helped me be a lot more confident in what I'm wearing. I love the way that it fits. I love the way that it looks. And then let's talk about the next one is colors and patterns. I have never seen another brand that does colors and patterns the way Gymshark does. So, I mean, let's take a look at this blue bra here. It's electric blue is what they call it. And like, how beautiful is this color? Like, this is like a strong color. It's so vibrant. It's so happy. Like, when I look at this, I feel happy, you know? And then there's, you know, this red, I think it's called raspberry red is what they call this one. It's like a nice, beautiful red color. It's so bright. Again, it makes you so happy. And when they released the new camo line with this, I can't remember what they called this green, but like, how pretty is this green, you know? Just so many beautiful colors, and like, this doesn't even, the ones that I have here doesn't even do it justice. Like, there's so many other beautiful colors and patterns. And so if you know, maybe you don't want some crazy pattern, but you just want something that's kind of neutral, you know, something that still looks somewhat sophisticated, but is still fun. Like, you know, you see this one, this is one of the animal prints from the Adapt line that they do. Again, the camo ones, this is like a new version of the camo that they released. They're just, you know, kind of, there's a pattern there, but it's not obnoxious, you know, like, it's very nice, it's kind of neutral. So that's, you know, something that I really love. Or if you look here, this is the Studio line. They just have this like elegant little pattern on the side, and the rest of it kind of is solid. So, you know, I'm I'm in my early 30s. How old am I? I'm 31. So like, you know, I don't want to look like a kid, you know, I already look like a kid enough. Everyone else thinks I'm, you know, 16. And so for me, I like very sort of classic patterns. I don't like anything too obnoxious, too crazy, like, you know, so for me, this works really well. I like it. It helps, you know, add some color without being too crazy. The next thing that I'm going to say is it's really good for short people. So I'm 5'1", so I'm pretty short. And a lot of times with activewear, the leggings go way too long. And so I could almost fold them at the bottom a couple times, or just have, you know, just that like lumpy look at my ankles, just because there's so much extra fabric. And I mean, like, if you look here, so like, this is, you know, their standard legging, and it kind of comes down all the way to my ankle, and not in a, you know, in like the perfect fit that I would want it to. They do have crops and things like that too, so if you are a little bit shorter, but I just like it because I feel like from, you know, the fit perspective on my ankle, it just sits right where I would want it to sit. Longevity. So, I mean, I've only had this stuff for 4 months, so I can't really, you know, comment a ton on longevity. It's not like I've had these items for years, but they have been washed quite a few times. And honestly, I would say with how much I wear them and how much I use them, they wash really well. You know, like some of the other brands will start like pilling kind of on the inside here. And honestly, I haven't had that happen with any of them, which for me, I mean, my legs, my thighs, you know, they really love each other. That's what one of my friends says. And, you know, I haven't had an issue here where, you know, they've ripped or they even look like they have any wear on the inside. So for me, that's a huge win. And yeah, so overall, like the quality is really, really good. The fabrics, they're all really soft and nice. And when you're putting them on, especially in the winter when it's kind of yucky and you don't really want to be wearing, you know, gym clothes, or you don't really want to get ready to go to the gym, at least everything feels like really nice and cozy and comfy, and you can look amazing. So like, that's a win for me. Another really important piece that I want to mention is affordability. So, I mean, without a Gymshark sale, I would say the leggings run somewhere between sort of like $50 to, let's say, $80 Canadian, which when you get them on sale, it's even less than that, right? So normally they'll have sales where you can get them for somewhere between 20 to 50% off, depending on the time of year and depending on the sale. So I think I've bought almost all of my stuff on sale at one of their things. And it just makes it so much more affordable if you're buying a couple pairs of leggings or even one pair of leggings, you know? I mean, some of the other brands, like you can't get a pair of leggings for under $100. And I don't know, that's a pretty big investment to make if, you know, you don't even know if it's gonna wash well, depending on how many times you're gonna wear it. Or, you know, maybe you're that person that wants, you know, different stuff. Maybe not all the time, but some of the time, just to sort of help you keep motivated, you know? I find one of my friends said to me a long time ago that, you know, one way to kind of keep yourself motivated with the gym is to, you know, get yourself something new. So like get yourself a new sports bra, get yourself a new pair of leggings, maybe a new pair of shoes, you know, maybe a booty band, something to just, you know, help you stay motivated, because it's exciting that you're getting something. It adds some diversity, and, you know, if it's a piece of clothing, you're excited to wear it. So you're going to want to put that on, and you're going to want to work out in it and feel good in it. So, you know, if you do want to buy a couple pieces, at least if you're not breaking the bank, you don't feel as guilty when you're buying a couple new pieces. So let's talk about new pieces. So I've never seen a brand do this the way Gymshark does, but man, so every month they do a launch, and it is like so exciting. So I have never been somebody who's been overly excited for launches when it comes to brands and things like that. But the way that Gymshark does it is they, you know, they have a lot of influencers who are promoting the brand and promoting that launch. And it's just like, it feels like Christmas every time they're launching something. And, you know, you don't think you're gonna like something from it, and then bam, they come with this like February launch. I don't know if you guys saw the new colors that they brought in and things like that, but it's just, there's always something exciting. And again, it comes back to having amazing patterns, it comes back to having amazing colors, and just stuff that's really fresh. You know, it's fresh and new and fun and vibrant, and especially in the world that we're in today, it can add a lot of color. No pun intended, but a little bit. So, all right, let's talk a little bit more about the fits. So there are a lot of different lines, I guess you could say, from Gymshark. So they've got their Adapt line, Fit, they've got Flex, they have the Studio line, and you know, they're all a little bit different, and they all fit a little bit different. So they're geared for different exercises or different styles of moving, but also for different bodies and things like that. So if you look at the Adapt, you know, it's got a little bit, I'd say it's sort of like a medium kind of compression here. The band is like pretty thick, which I like. I like a little bit of compression. And then they even have the little sort of booty scrunch here to help, so, you know, your booty goes, makes that like little bit of extra pop, which is kind of nice. Then, you know, if you look at the Studio is a lot thicker. So this is something that's good for yoga. If you want something that's just a little bit thicker, it's good for if you're like stretching and doing that kind of thing. And again, it has that compression. I would say the compression is probably similar to the Adapt, maybe just slightly more. You've got the Vital line, which is super thin. So this is like, you know, what they would say is like this, like as close to skin. So it's very light. The fabric's super light. The compression is probably a little bit lighter, but still they've got that nice thick the nice thick band here around the waist, which again just helps to keep everything nice and tight. I can't remember if there's a scrunch here. No scrunch here, but honestly the Vital booty looks pretty good. And again, if you come back to the details, like on the Vital, you'll see like all these like little dots here, and this is like the marl, so it's like has different colors, which is really nice. Or like the Flex. So the Flex has a bit of a thinner band, but honestly, it's still really nice. I really like the Flex. I think the colors look really nice, and just like the quality, it's a little bit thicker than, let's say, the Vital, but it's not too thick. You can definitely move around in these. I use these a lot for just like workouts and HIIT and things like that. And then they've got some really affordable lines, like this one's like the Pulse or the Training line, which I think you can snag a pair for about like 30 to 50 bucks, which is like, that's super cheap in Canadian dollars. So like for all those, if you're American, then it's like super cheap for you. And these are, you know, they're not super thin, they're not super thick, they're like pretty good. And they've got like, you know, here you've got the air pockets here. So you can just see there's all these like beautiful little details that they have. So I really like the attention to detail that Gymshark has. And even with the logo, you know, the logo isn't, you know, slam bash all over the place. Like it's normally pretty sophisticated looking. This is the biggest logo I've seen on the pants. You know, most of the time it's just like this little Gymshark logo here, or you'll have, you know, something like on the Adapt where it's just like a little bit smaller. So I think it's very classy. I think it's very nice in that regard. And let's talk about my last point here. So last point is around the return policy. So I think this is really important if you're trying out a new brand, because especially if you're shopping online, if you don't like it, you want to know that you can return it, right? Or you want to know that you can buy multiple sizes and multiple colors so that you can really assess kind of what you like or what you don't like. And this is probably my favorite part about Gymshark, is their return policy is easy as pie. So, you order it, you basically just go, if you want to return it, it's all online. You basically just submit a return. They ask you why, but you don't even have to answer that if you don't want to. And basically they'll send you the return shipping labels, and you just send it in the mail. So, it's very, very easy to send it back, no questions asked. And basically as soon as it registers, it's I can't remember if it's right when you register it at the post office, or if it's after they've picked it up and brought it to wherever the nearest warehouse is. But honestly, it's very, very fast. So within sort of 24 to 48 hours of you sort of bringing it to the post office, it's going to trigger a refund for you, and you get all your money back, which is awesome. So it's really effective if you want to just kind of get comfortable, kind of understand what some of the different lines are and things like that. The only thing actually that I didn't mention was even their lounge gear. So this is like the Pippa jogging. I think this was like 50 bucks Canadian, and honestly, I live in these. These are so comfy. They're so flattering. They're so light. So, and we've actually got Dave a bunch of lounge gear from there as well. Again, because it's a lot cheaper than a lot of the other brands, and honestly, it's really good value for your buck. So, and I think the most important piece is that I personally feel really confident and happy wearing their stuff. I love their colors and all of that. So I hope that this helps you if you are thinking maybe about Gymshark, or maybe just wondering why I've started buying so much Gymshark. And let me know. So let me know down in the comments if you've bought in Gymshark recently, what your experience is. Is it similar, or have you had maybe a different experience? Or if you've got any questions and you just want to chat about activewear, I'm so happy to do that, because honestly, clearly this is a bit of an obsession of mine now. And for me, I really want to make sure that if you guys are buying activewear, that you guys feel amazing in it. I want you to feel really body positive in it, and I want you to feel confident, because the more confident and motivated you feel, the easier it's going to be to, keep on with your goals, to keep pushing on those hard days and things like that. So anyways, that's, my chat about Gymshark. So I hope you enjoy it, and let me know again in the comments how you feel about this. And also let me know if you like these kind of videos, and we can keep doing more like this. So, all right, thanks everyone. Have an amazing day. Don't forget to do all those things that YouTube likes us to do. So please please subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a comment. I really love your feedback. It helps a lot for me to get better, for me to improve. And there's something else. Oh yeah, share. So if you know anyone that loves Gymshark, or that maybe is thinking about buying it, then please share this link with them, and feel free to reach out to me for any questions or anything like that. So, all right, thanks everyone. Bye.